Oh, it's starting. They're starting to catch some of Diddy's alleged victims in lies, okay?
I will not stand for anybody, including my own client, attempting to undermine my work. And so, because we had such a tumultuous relationship where my client was definitely undermining my work, I had to end the relationship.
This is really bad though, because her own lawyer, the lawyer says, I can't work with this client anymore. I can't. Judge, please take me off this girl's case because she's giving me conflicting statements. She's giving me conflicting stories and she won't listen to what I'm telling her to do. In the end, she's going to hurt her own case. This is the second lawyer dropping this girl. This girl is problematic. So who is this alleged victim? It's Adria English, Miss English. This is the former corn star that sued Diddy back in July. Miss English claims Diddy hired her and her boyfriend for one thing, but ended up selling her body to his guests at his white parties. Diddy according to her, lured her and her boyfriend, like, come to my house and work for me. You're going to be models. Just, look cute, walk around during my white parties. Allegedly, Diddy wanted her boyfriend too. And the boyfriend was like, look here, I'm out. I don't want anything to do with this guy. But she instead took the job. But she says, Diddy hired me to just be a cute, pretty model, but instead he forced me to sleep with his guests at his white parties. So basically prostituting her, right? That's her accusation against Diddy. So the lawyer that wants off Miss English's case is Ariel Mitchell Kidd. This is the lawyer just last week. She informed the entire world that somebody was shopping a sex tape that had Diddy, a high-profile celebrity, and a woman in it, and that this freak-off took place in Diddy's Atlanta home. Remember that story? She told us the other guy in this freak-off tape with Diddy in Diddy's Atlanta home is of higher profile than Diddy. And she also told us that this celebrity had no idea he was being videotaped. Okay, and this is the lawyer you're looking at right now. So she's the one who's begging a judge to cut her loose from representing Miss English, the ex-con star that sued Diddy back in July. And I bet you Diddy's legal team, they're celebrating this. And let's not forget, Diddy recently added more lawyers to his defense team, right? Because his other lawyer, he was talking too much. He was talking a lot of rubbish. The things he was saying was hurting Diddy, at least in the public eye, right? And I think they're going to do things like this. I think this lawyer is dropping her because of what Diddy's legal team is doing behind the scenes. I'm not saying they're doing anything illegal. I think what they're going to do is hire people to basically catch some of these alleged victims in lies, right? The number of people suing Diddy has exploded. We just had Tony Busby saying this month, October, he's going to be filing 120 individual lawsuits, right? It's not a class action lawsuit. It's individual lawsuits against Diddy. It's getting crazy and it's only gonna get crazier. So the strategy by Diddy's legal team is to go into these victims' background and catch them in lies. Look at the timeline. They claim or alleged Diddy did these things to them. Talk to friends, talk to anybody these people are connected with so they can catch them in lies. Let me tell you, when they start to break them down, we're going to see more alleged victims start to withdraw their cases. I think at this moment, the only victims that stand a chance of even winning are the ones that can produce solid, tangible evidence. You either went to the hospital or you have a police report and Diddy's name or residence or studio or employees were actually implicated. Other than that, it's hard. If you say you were at Diddy's white party and some random guest did something to you, I can see why people can say it's Diddy. But how do you know Diddy did that to you, right? I'm not defending Diddy. I'm telling you the angle I think. I'm not a lawyer. These new lawyers Diddy has added, that's the angle they're going to take, is to break down each of these alleged victim. But anyway, so let's quickly read what they say. Attorney wants off her case, Miss English's case. I can't work with her anymore, she says. The ex-corn star accusing Diddy of trafficking her at his white parties is likely to be in need of new legal representation because her lawyer handling the case is asking a judge to please cut her loose. According to legal documents obtained by TMZ, Miss English's lawyer, Ariel Mitchell Kidd, wants to withdraw from the case, claiming her client is giving her conflicting instructions that make it impossible for her to represent Miss English. I mean, problematic clients, my God. Ariel Mitchell Kidd also says there's a breakdown in the attorney-client relation. She claims they have differences, and she says that her client, Miss English, Adria, is very disrespectful, right? Her tone and lack of respect and her continued behavior and self-destructive activities have made it impossible for her lawyer to continue representing her. Once again, I'm not talking to everybody who's been in the corn industry. People who usually find themselves having corn or pornography as a job are problematic, right? Not by choice, right? It's not that they intentionally do these things. I think it's either they've had troubled childhoods or they've found themselves in trouble that in their mind, the only way, and I'm talking about hardcore corn. I'm not talking about posing in Playboy. I'm not talking about being a stripper. No, I'm talking about hardcore corn, right? Those people are troubled people. Maybe not all of them, but clearly most of them are troubled people. But anyway, so they go on to say that back in July, Miss English filed a bombshell lawsuit against Diddy, accusing him of SA and S trafficking her. As we first told you, which is TMZ, that this former corn star filed a police report in Miami in August, detailing many of the same claims against Diddy she laid out in July, which is backwards, right? So you file a lawsuit in July and then you make a police report a month later in August. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the legal system allows that. Clearly, it does. But doesn't that seem backwards? Shouldn't you have filed a police report first and then a lawsuit? Now, her lawyer, Ariel Mitchell Kidd, wants a clean break from Miss English. And she says the case is still early enough in the process where Miss English won't be negatively impacted by getting a new attorney. Now, who's going to want to work with this girl? If this is the second lawyer dropping her, who wants to work with her? This girl doesn't have the money to pay the lawyer ahead of time. I don't know.
And she had been seeking counsel for some time now. She actually sought out counsel who we all know have cases, including Cassie's lawyers and some other lawyers prior to seeking me out, just looking for representation for her claims.
You heard that. Prior to Ariel Mitchell Kidd, the current lawyer that is dropping her, prior to Miss English going to Miss Kidd for representation, she went to Cassie's lawyers and they didn't take her. Why? Because after the consultation, after they spoke to her, they realized, go get out of here with your lies. But I don't know why this lawyer decided to take her. You know, this lawyer too, there's something to be said about Ariel Mitchell Kidd. She's always picking up these shady cases, right? With these shady characters. She's been on Tasha K's channel before. She's been interviewed before, and she had alleged victims of Trey songs. Now that's another problematic person in Hollywood and music. But I don't think her case has gone anywhere with her clients. I think, don't quote me on this, she may also have had people who were going after Chris Brown. I don't know where those cases went. At least I didn't look into it for this video. Maybe next time. But I don't know why she picked up this girl. And guys, this girl, Miss English, together with this lawyer, actually sued Diddy for $50 billion. A joke. Then Diddy's spokesperson spoke to TMZ, and they said, less than 3 months after filing her lawsuit against Sean Combs, Miss English has been dropped by both of her attorneys after making completely fabricated statements. Again, this is exactly what the lawyers are looking for. In papers filed with the court today, her former lawyers cited Miss English's questionable tactics and undermining behaviors. As we've said from the start, anyone can file a lawsuit without proof. Yes, you can sue a sandwich in the United States. I mean, you can sue your desk if you wanted, right? Proof, or having good enough circumstantial evidence. I feel like at this point, it's starting to seem like if you were ever in Diddy's presence, it's a money grab, right? I can sue Diddy. If I ever saw him on Broadway, I guess I can sue him. I didn't like the way Diddy waved at me, so sue him. Maybe because I was at Diddy's white party, maybe something bad happened to me. I just didn't know. So let me sue him too. I mean, a prisoner in Michigan, I believe, sued Diddy. That prisoner will never come out of prison, right? And he was awarded $100 million. This guy has probably never met Diddy in his life, right? And do you know why he was given $100 million? Default judgment. Diddy's lawyers never showed up. No one on Diddy's side showed up. And you know how it goes. If you don't show up to defend yourself, the other party wins. So that's what happened. That inmate that sued Diddy, he just files lawsuits left, right, and center. He's become great at filing lawsuits that he can literally sue any one of us and win against us. That's how good he's become. He won $100 million from Diddy that he can never even take possession of. But anyway, so that's what they mean. Anyone can file a lawsuit without proof. And this case is a clear example of that. And they're going to continue making an example of these alleged victims if they don't have their stories straight. 2 lawyers are dropping this girl. 2 lawyers dropping her. English escalated things by filing a false police report and making baseless claims. So, you know what? I'm curious. Is the lawyer dropping her because she filed a police report after the fact, and the fact being after the lawsuit? And they're thinking, why did you do that?
I actually almost quit once before, and we had a conversation. We made an agreement and signed an agreement so that she would stop undermining me. And then she went behind my back and violated it again. So, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So that's where we are.
You see, this is why I'm saying about people in the con industry. Their behavior is always shady. Not all of them, but most of them. And I'm talking again of hardcore con, okay? Anyway, English's behavior escalated things by filing a false police report and making baseless claims using high-profile events as a backdrop to harm innocent people. This is what Diddy's spokesperson is saying. No matter how many lawsuits are filed, it won't change the fact that Mr. Combs has never essed or trafficked anyone. Now, that statement of never anyone, well, Cassie, I think we're going to see evidence from the Intercontinental Hotel with Cassie in it, especially Cassie, right? Now, if Carisha wants to come forward, we can probably see evidence of Carisha too. I think the problem when it comes with Cassie is proving that she was being trafficked because she was Diddy's girlfriend. Therefore, wherever he traveled, she was likely there, right? So how do you prove that you are being trafficked? Until the next one, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Bye.